Hello and welcome to The Walk-In. Please drop a subscribe as normal, and thank you very much for the subscribers that have joined us lately. I think one of the most interesting stories this week has been the shooting of the UnitedHealthcare CEO in New York City by a gunman that I believe is still at large. We're speaking on Friday evening right now, and it was on Wednesday the 4th of December that this took place. So, UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson was shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan Wednesday morning in what's been described as a brazen, targeted attack as he walked to the hotel hosting the company's annual investor conference, New York police said. I believe it was at the site of the Hilton Hotel just off of 6th Avenue, not too far from Central Park. The gunman is on the loose, but the assailant may have dropped some vital clues whilst fleeing, according to the police officials who spoke on condition of anonymity because of the ongoing nature of the investigation. Many people passed the subject, but he appeared to wait for his intended target. And the police say that at this time, every indication is that this was a premeditated, pre-planned and targeted attack. And there are some more details we're going to get in as we go on through this episode. So, you may have seen the video online. The gunman approached Thompson from behind and shot him at least once in the back and once in the right calf. Responding emergency workers took Thompson to Mount Sinai West in critical condition, where he was pronounced dead at 7:12 a.m. This was an early morning shooting, as we said earlier, before a conference. The words delay and depose were found on a live round and shell casing tied to the shooter, and depose was written on a shell casing from a round that was fired into the victim. Delay was written on a live round that was ejected when the shooter appeared to be clearing a jam, and apparently the gun jammed multiple times. Police are exploring whether this indicates a motive, pointing to a popular phrase in the insurance industry: delay, deny, defend, as looks likely. A source with knowledge of the investigation told CNN that the UnitedHealthcare's parent company, UnitedHealth Group, was aware of concerning threats against its high-level executives. The threats didn't mention Thompson's name. Thompson's widow, Paulette, told NBC News there had been some threats against her husband. Here you can see the area around about 54th Street, West 54th Street, just off of 6th Avenue, the site of the Hilton, and the suspect took this route here, fleeing north, onto 55th Street, back onto 6th Avenue, the main avenue there, and picking up a bicycle before heading in to Central Park, which is, if you've been to New York, it's a pretty big park, and, you know, it's just about getting light at that time of the morning at this time of year. So he's gone, and, yeah, has not been seen since. So some other details have come about as the course of this investigation has gone on, and the person of interest took a bus from Georgia and used a fake ID for his transportation and to stay in a hostel. There was a cell phone recovered near the scene, but that was a burner device in an attempt to throw law enforcement authorities off the threat, no doubt. So they believe the hostel, they believe the person of interest was staying in on Thursday, searching for new evidence and speaking to possible eyewitnesses. One female worker who reportedly was flirting with the gunman asked him to lower his mask. Sources say a cell phone recovered near the scene of the crime is a burner device, as we said just a minute ago, and left at the scene were shell casings with the words deny, depose, and defend. So as they're trying to build a timeline, they believe the gunman travelled to New York from Georgia, that originated in Atlanta last month. So spent some time in New York potentially planning this, and he had a silencer on the weapon and knew how to use and clear jams on the pistol, potentially suggesting law enforcement or military training, but certainly not necessarily. So employees who work at the hostel told investigators they remembered a man who almost always wore a mask when interacting with them or passing by the front desk. That person wore a jacket that looked like the one worn by the man pictured in the surveillance images. And investigators are looking into whether the suspect had pre-positioned a bike as part of an escape plan. And it looks like probably that's the case. The insurer's parent company, UnitedHealth Group, was holding its annual meeting in New York to update investors on its direction and expectations for the coming year. And UnitedHealthcare itself provides coverage for more than 49 million Americans and brought in more than $281 billion in revenue last year. Now, obviously, there's a lot of controversy around healthcare in the US, and although the motives would purely be speculation at this point. It could potentially be a personal vendetta against these sort of Medicare companies, or could be a commercial vendetta. But no doubt we'll find out more as this investigation continues, and of course the Walk-In will bring you as much as we can when we know it. So please keep coming back. Please subscribe if you haven't, and give us a like and a share and all that good stuff. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back very soon. Goodbye.